one of the cool things about being part of that group is that we get to be backstage. When the talent shows up for the stage, just because being there, I got to meet Andy Serkis. They got free autographs and free pictures. So I nabbed this one here with a buddy, Sam Witwer.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sith Talk. Today we have back on the show Jose from General Kenobi's bunker. How you doing, Jose?
Hello there. Well, thank you for having me again, brother. Good to see you.
No, of course, man. This is what, like the third time, I think, at least.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This might be our fourth. I may be breaking
It,
records here.
it might be. I might have to look in the archives, but
Yeah.
for everyone watching right now, tell us a little bit about your channel and where we can find you at.
Yeah, absolutely. So, General Kenobi's Bunker, we're basically with that name all across social media: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That is the name of the YouTube channel where we talk about, yeah, you guessed it, Tupperware. No, I'm kidding. We talk about Star Wars, guys. We like to do a lot of toy hunting. We like to do toy reviews, collectible reviews, trailer reactions. We do go live every Wednesday around 8 p.m. Central, except for this Wednesday because I'm here. But hey, uh, we like to discuss, of course, everything that's going on with the live action shows, any sort of Star Wars news. We like to cover that as well. So yeah, if that's something you think you would enjoy, please check us out over on General Kenobi's Bunker.
Yes. So for you guys watching, I'm going to put the link to his channel down in the description. Go subscribe now. Yo, your channel's on fire, bro. You're approaching 7K quick.
Yeah, dude, it's been crazy. And I know we talked about it before, but man,
Yeah.
the month of May this year, so I like to call it Star Wars month because it's my birthday month also, so it just kind of lines up. Uh, it just went crazy, bro. One of my old YouTube shorts went viral, and I mean old, like 2 years old. So I don't even know what happened to it. Like it just took off all on its own, and so I got close to like 2 million views on that one. Like it was just
Damn.
nuts. And so yeah, so basically a lot of traffic started coming in, into the channel. So we grew. We were somewhere around 2,200 subs at the end of April,
Yeah.
and I think we finished May like close to like 6K or something like that. Like it was
That's
it was crazy, dude. Like yeah,
crazy.
those like 30, 31 days just were nuts. Um, but yeah, dude. So it's been it's been kind of crazy. It's been fun. Um, and then of course, with everything else, now that Acolyte is out and we've been talking about it, right?
Mhm.
As you have and I have, on our respective channels, man, some of those comments have been, oof, like some people
Oh,
they get creative, with their insults. So
yeah. It's honestly the worst I've seen it
yeah,
since The Last Jedi. It
yeah, I
hasn't been
agree.
this bad since
No,
then. And I feel like maybe it might simmer down a little bit this week since
I think so.
yesterday's episode wasn't like a train wreck, or there wasn't enough in it to like for everyone to be super negative.
Agreed.
But the first 3 4 weeks, bro, was rough, man. I've grown accustomed to it now, so now it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't care, and I'm making all these theory videos out of like everywhere, and it's been
for
fun.
sure.
And surprisingly, for a lot of these theory videos I've been dropping, it's probably been like 90% normal people and 10% like idiots.
Yeah,
So it's not too bad now, but yeah, man, it was rough. But I understand some of it because like just the quality wasn't there right away,
yeah.
especially that third episode. But then the press tour every day, they were saying dumb shit that could be offensive to people. And it's like, bro, like you're representing a brand and a company. Like some of the stuff, like I was like, yo, you're letting them say that and you don't care.
Yeah, I know. That's part of it. The other way, so when like the writers come out and like defend their decisions,
On tweets
and
like
you
that,
bro,
like
when
what?
you start talking about, oh, like, yeah, we totally wanted Yoda, but budget constraints, we're like, bro, we know how much money you spent on this thing. Like, it's like the most expensive show ever, right, for Star Wars. So Don't give me that. Don't give me, oh man, we ran out of money. Like
Yeah,
that's it's I feel that it's more fuel to the fire than any
it
sort of,
is.
helping, right? I'm like, dude, keep your mouth shut. At this point, just don't say anything. Let it ride out, right? Like let it play out, however it's gonna go.
Yeah,
Then afterwards, once the show is done, then maybe be like, hey guys, just as an insight, back on
yeah.
episode 3, blah blah blah. Maybe, and that's a big maybe, but not as not as we're living in it.
Yeah, like these I saw that because someone was
Yeah.
complaining about, like, "Why was Konaka dead? We didn't get it." "Oh, well, we originally were gonna have him fighting the
Oh my
person."
god.
When
Yeah.
I saw that, I'm like, "We got robbed of Konaka
Exactly.
fighting Quimir? What?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because of,
Yeah. I
like,
mean,
budget and it would throw the story off?" No, it wouldn't, that would've been the
it,
story.
exactly. I was like, I much rather see that than like a bug attack on the Jedi.
Yeah, take that bug money and
Yeah,
make it Wookiee
exactly.
money. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. That's what been getting me personally, right? I'm like, dude, just keep your mouth shut at this point. Just let it play
All
out.
of them, yes.
And you're gonna, because you're definitely not helping. That's the problem. So some people like us, that we're like kind of middle of the road, like, you know what, I like some stuff, I don't like some stuff.
Yep.
But then they tell us stuff like that. Hey, you could have had this awesome Wookiee Jedi fight, but we decided to cut. I'm like, bro, don't do that. Like, you're losing whatever few supporters you got.
I know, I know. So since we're on Acolyte,
Yeah.
yesterday was episode 5, Night. What'd
Yeah,
you think of that episode?
dude, it was fun. Okay. um and it's been a while since I've had just fun, with Star Wars, like just fun, just watching it,
Yep,
putting a smile on your face, you being like, "Holy crap!" I didn't know that we're gonna do that. That kind of stuff, right? Without thinking, "Who's this dude?" I wonder what he meant by that.
yeah,
Did they really need to say this? Like that kind of stuff, right? Like, so that, I would say, first half of the episode, that's all it was, dude. It was just a fun ride,
yeah,
Just enjoy it, for what it is. Take it at face value. The I like the choreography. Again, of course, people are gonna complain about it. That's fine. But I enjoyed it. I thought they actually did good by us by letting it sort of play out. So I was afraid, those first, like, what is it, like 10 seconds, when that one Jedi, is already like
dead.
unalived on the
Yeah,
ground. I'm like,
yeah,
please don't kill them all off camera. I was like, please,
yeah,
please don't do that. And sure enough, they didn't, right? I mean, they actually showed us pretty much everybody else getting taken out. So I enjoyed that. Okay. I'm like, okay, good. This is kind of what we've been wanting to see from like day one, dude. And so I enjoyed it. Not perfect by any means.
yeah.
There's a few clunky lines here and there, and some of the acting could have used a little bit smoother transitions and stuff. But man, that fight kind of makes up for all of it, dude. Like, and dude, the we're going full spoilers, right? Just,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, okay. So just the decision, man, to like Rogue One everybody. I was like,
Yeah.
dang, on the same episode too.
Yes.
Like, they just went for it. They're like, nope, you're out, you're out. You too. Oh, beloved character, oh, X-23, now you're out too. Like, dang, dude. Like, I was like, dude, you took out my favorite shirtless Jedi. Like, like my
Yes.
boy Yord, he's out. And Cole too, man. Like, not even by a lightsaber. Like, dude gets snapped like a twig.
That was savage. I didn't expect
Yeah.
his to be that bad, and
Right?
like, I'm like, "Yo, this is Disney Plus, and you're snapping a dude's
Oh,
neck,
bro.
and
Yeah.
you're showing it, and
Yeah.
then throwing him like a rag
I
doll."
know. Yeah.
That was crazy. I, like, went into the episode, and I'm like, "Okay, there's 8 Jedi there.
Right.
You, and you. The 5 of you are gonna die because
Oh,
we
for
don't know
sure.
your name, so you're
Yeah.
done." Like,
Yeah.
we knew
Yeah.
you were done,
Immediately.
but I
But
didn't expect Yord and Jackie, man.
no, for sure. Same here. And I'll be honest with you, the one that I thought, I was like, maybe like, out of the nameless Jedi, was the Keldor one, the Plo Koon
Yeah,
looking one.
yeah, he
I was like, maybe he gets to stick around.
Ithian Pond, I think
Yeah, Ethan
was
Pond.
the
There you go.
name, but
Yeah.
his was, like,
Yeah,
right
yeah, he was
through.
like quick, like, dang. Yeah, I know. So like I said, see, those to me are kind of the bold choices that I kind of want to see more of, right? In Star
Yeah,
Wars. again, to each his own. I don't particularly care about, oh, the bold choice of the twins having two moms, and all that stuff. I'm like, if it
Yeah.
makes sense to the story, I couldn't care less, right? Like, we
Yeah.
go for it. But I'm saying, because everybody keeps saying, oh, they're making some crazy choice and stuff. Like, no, this is the kind of crazy choices I want to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see, the characters that we've been spending 4 episodes with, that we're like, dude, this is like the main Padawan right now. This is, her friend from a, childhood. He's like the quintessential Jedi, like the stickler for rules. So you
Mhm.
see, them having a purpose, right, on the show. And all of a sudden, they're like, nope, they're out. Like,
Yeah.
and like I said, just same episode, man. That was brutal for sure.
When that first fighting scene, when he stabbed one, then he used the force to bring the other, I didn't
Oh,
even
dude.
realize that afterwards when he pulled his saber out, he cut their
He
heads
cuts
off
the
too.
heads off. Yeah.
I didn't catch that until the second play or someone
Yeah.
in my comments said it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?" And
Yeah.
I went and I was like, "Why didn't they show that or show,
I
like,
know.
the shadows of it falling
Yeah.
down or something
Exactly. I thought
like
the same thing.
Django?"
They kind of played
Yeah.
it out with the sound, but since the lightsaber is humming, you can't really like hear like the thud, of
Yeah.
like the heads, right? But yeah, dude, they definitely went for it. And I enjoyed it for sure. I was like, dude, if they take out Master Soul, oh my lord, dude! Like, I was like, please don't give
Yeah.
me at least one more episode. I was like, wound him or something, but he still has to explain what's going on with
Yep.
him.
Yeah,
Um,
the Jackie's fight, when she was fighting him one on one, I
yeah,
probably enjoyed that the most because she
bro,
held
right?
her own,
Yeah,
and when she had the second blade,
yeah.
bro, looking like a young Ahsoka, like,
That's what I was gonna say. I got
that
Ahsoka
was
vibes for
dope.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was super dope. She held her own, and then when her and Soul double teamed, it was fine. I think that is the fight because I know before the show started, they said that they were inspired by the Duel of the Fates.
right,
They never I don't think they said they wanted to do better than that, but they wanted to be to that
right.
caliber or something like that, but people are like, "Oh, they said it's
You
better."
can't. Yeah,
It did remind me of that a little bit just because it was 2 on 1, but it
yeah,
felt so different
yeah,
that it wasn't even like I wasn't even really comparing it. And when she started to hit him and the helmet came off, I
yeah.
was like, "Yo, the big reveal's coming." And I was kind of in awe of that, but then you see him take his lightsaber into 2 and then
I
boom,
know.
boom, boom. I was like, "She's not coming back from
Yeah,
that
I know.
lightsaber stab."
I was like,
That was
one for
tense.
sure.
Yeah.
2 doubtful. 3 not. She's done.
Done. That was
Yeah,
gruesome. Then we all knew it was Quimere,
yeah,
but
yeah.
what got me was the dialogue with him and Soul,
It's
because
pretty good.
he he knows Soul from
Oh, for sure.
something, and Soul either doesn't remember or I don't know, but I cannot wait to see all that stuff because he was throwing a lot of shade, like, "I
He
had my
was.
mask, like, what about you?"
Exactly.
Just yeah, there was a lot of deep cuts, and I cannot wait to see what that connection is. Like, I have no
Yeah.
idea what it could be. Maybe Quimere was a Jedi at some point, because like, towards the end, did he force heal Osha?
Dude, that's what it kinda looked like to me,
It kinda looked like
and
that,
I
but
haven't
Sith
really
don't
seen.
do that.
No, that's what I was gonna say, and, I haven't really seen across social media somebody, like, really zoom in into that and stuff, like, maybe, like, slow it down or something,
Yeah.
and I'm a little bit surprised because I immediately thought, like, "Really? Like, he's force healing her?" Like,
Yeah.
um and so I don't know. I That's what it looked like to me, to be honest with you. It maybe wasn't enough, big enough, gash or cut or whatever that we could see it, closing up.
Yeah.
But still, I was like, it's weird because he goes to like place his hand, like over
Yeah.
the wound. It's not even like move her. No, it's like literally over the wound, and
Yeah.
and then he like moves her. So I don't know. To me, it looked like that's what he was doing. Um, Kind of interesting, for sure. There's definitely. So okay, so we kind of all knew that it was Kamir, right? I mean, it just.
Yeah, since the 2nd
And
episode.
yeah, exactly. And I did held up hope. It's like, okay, maybe Kamir is in it, but not, not as the actual like, Sith, right?
Uh-huh.
It wasn't. It was straight up him. Um, and so I had actually hoped, like, oh, maybe, he has a twin, right? Like he, and that twin has the force and he
Mm,
doesn't, like something like that. Like I thought maybe, they play it a little bit different than just straight up it's Khmer, right?
yeah.
But yeah, you're right. So I did enjoy that dialogue, when he's like, "Oh, you don't remember me?" Like, so I'm like, okay, well, I think from the first, episode, we know for sure that Soul is hiding something, right? Or
He's hiding a lot more now.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I kind of like that. It's like, wow, this is your master. It's like, really, you trust him after all he did to you? Like, he's so casual, just saying like, like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, why would you trust him? He's the worst person ever and stuff. So, but again, of course, nobody has spelled it out what he did or didn't do or whatever. Um, I did like the style of fighting of Khmer. Super
Oh,
aggressive, uh, and yet kind of like unrefined, because it wasn't like very acrobatic in some parts,
yeah.
like Ray Park, for example, right, with all the twirling and stuff
Yep.
like that. That's a highly trained, Sith. This dude, of course, you can see he has training, but at the same time, you see kind of like the I don't know how to say it, just the aggressiveness of, hey, I
Mhm.
gotta get you stabbed, like right away. Like,
Yeah.
I am not dancing, like I'm in it to take you out like as soon as I can,
So
um
some of it reminded me a little bit of Starkiller, the way
yeah,
a couple times he was holding the saber, not like
yeah,
regular, but like backwards kind of,
yeah,
like that stance. It
yeah,
was dope. I also loved when Soul was like, "Take your mask off," and he was like, "Why? So you could read my
dude.
mind?"
Okay, so
What?
yeah,
That's deep.
so I talked about it a little bit in my review, but okay, so I think we're all kind of in agreement that the helmet and the gauntlet or bracelet or whatever you want to call it, it's basically cortosis, right?
Yo,
Or
Star Wars databanks updated today. I just
okay,
posted it before we went, and literally it says, "With a specialized cortosis gauntlet and a mask permanently
there you
twisted
go.
into a frightful grin,
Yeah,
the stranger blah blah blah." But yeah, they
yeah.
confirmed it. Like cortosis, 100%.
Exactly. So first of all, cortosis is canon now. I think it kind of already was, right? But not
Mhm.
definitely not in the mainstream.
Yeah.
Not in the mainstream. Not even the animated, if I remember correctly. Um, but hey, cortosis, right? So I think we all sort of were in agreement on that one. But I was like, all right, so does cortosis also like disrupt the force a little bit? Like, is that what he
Oh,
meant when he's like, "Why would I take my helmet off just so you can read my mind?" I'm like, "Okay, so is the helmet helping him not, like."
Like Magneto has the
Exactly.
special helmet.
Yeah.
May
So
Maybe it's just the material. Maybe the helmet is like cortosis mixed with some like
yeah,
Magneto style like
exactly.
material or
Yeah.
something, you know?
Yeah, yeah, so I thought that was interesting, that line. Um, and the other thing is, then we know that at some point, some Jedi invaded his mind, right? So he's weary of that, like,
Oh, or the
so
maybe the witches.
Yeah, exactly. Which they talked about a little bit. Your with Oshira, he's like, oh, he's strong because he doesn't really follow like his style of combat is kind of like wild and
Yeah,
unruly, and he doesn't follow like the like battle whatever not rules but like techniques and
code.
stuff. Yeah, and he says right, and he gets in your mind and he kind of stays there. And even Osha says it right, like, oh, my mom could do that, like I saw it
Oh,
happen once and
she did
stuff.
say that,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. They made that connection, right? I mean, they literally spelled it out.
Damn,
But
his master's Coral then. He learned
yeah,
that from Coral.
yeah, that's the thing.
100%.
Yeah. Uh, so pretty interesting. Again, I enjoyed it, for sure. Way more than I think pretty much all the previous episodes.
Yeah.
Uh, it was, and like I said, it was just fun. It was just fun to watch, and I could definitely use more of that in Star Wars.
No, me too, and, from a selfish lens, bro, when I dropped my reaction video last night, when I woke up this morning, it was at
I
10K
saw
views. I was like, "When does this happen?" This none of my
exactly.
reactions, so, like, you can tell that a lot of people enjoyed it because there's no way 10,000 people were watching my reaction while I was sleeping. That is
Right.
insane, man,
Yeah.
so if the next 3 are just as good, I wouldn't mind that at all, selfishly,
For
but
sure.
I wanted
Yeah,
it
yeah.
to be good for good sake, though, just because it's fun. But I cannot wait until it's just done and everything is settled and we know everything that happened, who's what, who's where. The biggest thing though is that for Kiadi Mundi's line to not make sense, Soul needs to die
Yeah,
or turn. And people were complaining, well, what about all the dead bodies? Yo, I already can see this happening. Vernestra pulls up because she can't get a hold of Soul. She's because we see her with the light whip in the woods. She
yeah,
gets over there. I bet you she finds the bodies and can't figure out what happened and covers it up because
yep,
she sent them there on that mission. She already is hiding that May killed the other two
yep,
Jedi Masters. So, like, it'll make sense if that happens. She covers it up, everyone dies, and they don't know what happens at all.
for sure. Yeah, and again, that was I kept talking about this right last week when they're like, "Oh, why could it Kiarimundi would say that?" I'm like, "We're not done with the show, guys."
I know, and they didn't say Sith in there, he didn't see nothing. It's
No,
just
and they're like, "Oh, he just saw it." I'm like, "Technically, he didn't. He saw this one chick throwing knives, right? Not
yeah,
even a lightsaber."
yeah,
So I'm like, technically, no, he didn't. All he saw is a trained, right, individual, with some affinity to the Force, because I think that they do show her, doing a Force push or something like that.
yeah,
And he even says it right, like, "Oh, is this a splinter, group? Like, are
yeah,
this like rogue Jedi?" Like that's where his mind first goes to, right?
yep,
Because again, supposedly, right by this period, the Sith are not even, like in the map, right? Like they're not even thought about, I guess.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, and that's why I'm like, okay, well, see, now you went from having, what is it, like 10 witnesses down to like three, right?
yeah, technically
So
just one because
yeah,
the May and Osha don't count. And I'm pretty sure one of them will survive and one will die.
yeah, I think so too.
I think Quamir is gonna take out May, and I think Osha, once Soul tells Osha what he did, I think Osha's gonna take out Soul,
Yeah,
and that's gonna be his new
acolyte.
acolyte.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that happening, man.
oh yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, dude, I and I think you said the same thing, but I think we both thought the exact team. I was like, please don't pull a Quantum Mania on this, on the episode.
Yo, bro,
Oh my
that was
lord,
I would have gave the episode a 10 out of 10, but that I'm like, no,
no,
like, why did you do that? And
same,
like Ant-Man, bro, Kang was such a badass villain in that movie. The movie sucked, but everything with Kang was fire
agreed.
until the
Yeah,
ants.
oh, dude,
Like, come on.
yeah,
And I was like, why are they gonna do that? And this dude just 1 versus 7 killed 7 Jedi
yeah,
Masters, and you can't like just use like a force, like you did the
exactly.
force explosion before.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah,
That was
dude,
bad, man.
that's the one that I was like, "Oh, please don't, please don't." Luckily, they showed him coming back pretty much
Yeah, Mary
fine, right?
Mary Poppins again floating
Yeah,
down.
exactly. Yeah, which was a cold entrance, by the way, on that previous episode. I kind of
Yeah.
loved it. Reminded me of Dooku back in the cartoon ones.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
The
yeah. Yep.
Tartakovsky one, he does that stuff. Like he pulls out of a window and he just like glides down.
Dooku did
Um,
that. Trilla did that in Fallen Order the first time
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah,
faces
yeah,
Cal.
yeah. You're right. You're right. So yeah, dude, that's the one that I was like, please don't ruin everything you've gained today.
Yep.
And again, luckily, it didn't go further than that, right? But man,
Yeah.
dude, when I saw that, I was like, oh my lord, like don't do this to us.
Yeah, man. So another reason I brought you on today is you just were at Superhero Comic Con
Yes, sir.
and it looked like you had the time of your life. You're there hosting panels, hanging out with celebrities, running around the floor. Tell me about your weekend there.
Yeah, for sure, man. So first of all, those of you who don't know, Superhero Comic Con is basically the biggest con here in San Antonio. But I gotta be honest with you guys, it's been growing like year by year, especially with the quality of the guests that come in.
Mhm.
I honestly put it like up there, like national level. Like it's gotta
Mm.
be one of kind of like the top. So just to give you, a quick illustration of that, Diego Luna came into town for that, right? And I think I'll be honest with you, I think it was a little bit of a missed opportunity for them to go heavy on the PR, because this was Diego's first con as himself,
Yeah, yeah.
like he has been to Celebration, right? But like attached, of course, to Andor, right? And by means of Lucasfilm, and I'm sure some sort of contract, right, that they got with him and stuff.
Yeah.
But this was his first con as just Diego Luna, like hanging out. And so I thought that was like the biggest deal ever. And I didn't really see
Huge.
much, like traffic about that, like social media and stuff. So I don't know. I would have gone heavy into advertising that. It's like, guys, this is literally the first time, for photo ops, for autographs, like stuff like that. Um, and also he's my homeboy. He's from the MX as well. So
Yes.
I always enjoy that. Um, so like I said, that's the show has grown quite a bit. Um, they tend to bring a lot of A-listers, but they try to cover a lot of like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, so
Yeah.
they kind of mix and match like that sort of lineup. um this year again, very strong. Chris Pine was here. um so Jake Gyllenhaal, which I think was probably the top three, right, of the con,
Mhm.
um was supposed to be here, and he actually canceled like the last day, dude. Like, or sorry,
Mm.
the last night before the con started. So that kind of hurt it. Not gonna lie.
Were you gonna
Uh,
meet him?
I was gonna try, yeah. So
Oof.
so to be honest with you, I didn't really plan much my photo ops and stuff, because so here in town I work a lot with a media group called the Countdown City Geeks, right? And we do a bunch of stuff, like cons, and we do wrestling, we do it all basically, right? Like
Yeah.
geek related. um our friend Ted, who basically founded that group, he is actually one of the three official moderators for this convention, right?
Mhm.
So he hosted a bunch of panels, man. He hosted something like 9 panels throughout the con. um and so we all kind of show up in force, and we have a booth there, so we have presence. We promote our channels, we promote the group, all of that stuff, right? We get to meet some of the fans and basically kind of help out if anything's missing for the panels. We try to jump in and, hey, um they like to do a lot of fan questions, so there's a lot of, hey guys, write down your questions, we pull them together,
Yeah.
choose which one, like sort of that behind the scenes type of thing, right? um, which is cool because you get to see sort of like the machinery behind it all, right?
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is so sometimes we can't really be too far away from the stage, because we're kind of doing that. So we try to time like our individual, like, oh, what you want to go do at the con, like sort of around that. So you'll schedule your, of course, your autographs, your pictures, all that stuff.
Mhm.
But the cool thing, one of the cool things about being part of that group is that we get to be backstage, when the talent shows up for the stage, or
Yeah.
when they exit. So I got to meet, like, just because being there, I got to meet Andy Circus. If you want to pull up that picture, so that's the team right there. That's Andy
Wow.
Circus, bro. Class act. I mean, the dude is epic already, right? He's been in everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask him, is like, okay, so who you're gonna play in Harry Potter? Because that's the last thing he hasn't done, like
Yeah, yeah,
like
he's been
geek
in
wise.
everything.
Dude, he's been in everything, and he's great in everything, really. Um, so this dude, man, he was scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. The con starts since Thursday, by the way.
Uh-huh.
But something about his schedule was that he couldn't be there Sunday. And so he actually hopped on a plane. I think he was in London.
Mhm.
Hopped on a plane all the way to San Antonio on Friday just to be there like 3 hours, dude.
What?
Yeah. So he was like, you could tell he was tired,
Like
bro.
jet lagged.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think he said something like 18 hours or 19-hour flight or some ridiculous thing like that.
Damn.
But he shows up Friday afternoon, and he does, autographs. He does pictures. He does a panel, dude. It was like the latest panel in the entire con, just
Mhm.
because they wanted to get him in. That panel was like at 7:30 p.m., dude.
Damn.
Yeah, the con ended at 8, like officially. So it was literally like the last. But dude, he like killed it, bro. Like he was so cool. Um, the fans, of course, loved them. His panel was
Yeah.
packed. My buddy Ted, got to interview him, got to run that panel, and he actually got to make him do the Gollum voice.
I saw a clip of
Yeah,
that. That is so s
yeah,
were
bro.
you so you were there and heard that, like,
Oh
live?
yeah, 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 yeah. So he goes, like, "We loves you, San Antonio, my precious," So,
Yeah,
oh, dude, that
yeah.
that sent the crowd like into a frenzy, bro. And so he comes down. We're all fans, of course, and we talk to him, for like a minute. I mean, the dude is like beat, right?
Yeah.
So we take that picture. He was super sweet. He's like, "Hey, I'll see you all tomorrow," and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
super super cool, dude. And we I'd call it. So yeah, so it's a big weekend. It's a big con. Um, like I said, a lot of celebrities. They do this thing here. I don't know if it's the only con that I've experienced it personally. I don't know if that others do it, but they actually have a whole range of celebrities that they're giving away free autographs and free pictures.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they had a separate panel. So you know how kind of they do like autograph and picture area, right? Like at
Yeah.
any other bigger con. They have that here, but in a whole other side, they got free autographs and free pictures, dude. So
Ooh.
uh so I nabbed this one here with my buddy Sam Witwer.
For free?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, bro,
That's
for
like, bro,
free.
he's no bum, like, that's
No,
crazy.
no, he's not. No, he is not. And
What?
what I like about it is you basically go, with him, right? They take your phone, dude. Like, so they're like, yeah, we'll take the picture, right? And the cool thing, one thing that I absolutely love is they don't just go like, okay, next. No, they go like, "Da, da, 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 da." They took like
Yeah.
10 pictures, like they make sure you got a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
So, because honestly, like some people don't care, right? I mean, they'll take one. It's like, hey, if you blink, I don't care,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
move on. So I thought that was cool. I actually got his autograph. Oh dang it, I just put it up again, but I basically got him to sign, the 30th anniversary evolution pack for Starkiller,
Oh,
where it's
yes.
Starkiller, Jedi Starkiller, and Sith Starkiller.
Did you pick that up at ICC?
Yeah, I did exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
so I got him to autograph that
Oh,
again for free, bro. So very very cool.
what?
And so he was the one that I wanted to get as soon as possible, right? Because he was only there Thursday and Friday, again for free.
Yeah.
And Peter Weller was there for free.
Mhm.
RoboCop,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they actually parked one of those like old Detroit looking police cars right next to him. It was
Yeah.
dope. Leah Thompson from Back to the Future was there.
Bro,
Um,
for that, wait, she was doing free?
Free, bro. Yeah, yeah,
So so what? So
yeah, dude.
so how you just walk over there? Is it a certain time and you just
It
show
is.
up?
It is. And
What?
I'll be honest with you, that was also. I'm being too picky. I know the show is awesome, guys. Like I'm not trying to like diminish it by any means,
Yeah.
but I think they could have communicated that a little bit better, because I think people heard free and they're like, oh, they're gonna be all day, right? All day pictures, all day autographs, and
Yeah.
it wasn't the case. It was specific blocks of time, right,
Uh-huh.
for each one of them, and there was a cap. There was a certain number. I don't know what the number is,
Yeah, yeah.
for people, right? So it wasn't like, oh, like 2,000 people can just bomb rush and we gotta go through them. Like, no,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was, I don't know, 500 people or whatever it is. I'm not even sure. But let me pull up the picture, man, the of like the free. They had a free, um I guess, the compilation of who's gonna be there. Yeah, here we go. See all these ones on
This
screen. Yeah, bro.
Oh, the chick from, Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah,
I love her. Yeah, yo, Leah Thompson,
yeah.
bro,
Leah
I'm
Thompson,
I was about to
Sam.
pay for her autograph at MegaCon.
Oh, for real? Yeah,
Yo, Kimberly
dude, she was
Brown,
awesome.
is she a voice actor for, why does she look familiar?
Kimberly, who is she?
Did she voice Leia in Rebels?
No, I don't. Actually, no, I don't think so.
Mm.
But um, but yeah, dude. So like I said, these were, free picture, free autograph. So it's not a bad lineup, even for a regular con.
Yeah.
So that's just, like I said, that's just kind of how this bigger con dude roles. Like they, you could have just paid for an entrance and gotten all these guys, pictures and autos for
Yeah.
free. So kind of nuts.
And they
Um,
do that every year, the
they do,
freebies?
yeah, they do. I felt that this year they stepped it up though in terms of quantity. Last year, who did they have last year? Oh, you know what? Last year they had the kid that plays Shazam.
Oh,
The
okay.
I'm blanking out his name. Dang it.
The young
Anyway, but
kid.
yeah, the young kid, the
Yeah, yeah,
not transform version, right?
yeah.
So yeah, he was there. Remember that he was there for free, and a few others. But like I said, this year was pretty good lineup. Peter Weller was super popular, dude. Like I didn't think so many people were gonna go for him, but his line was always kind of packed. Um, and Leah Thompson for that matter too. Like she was very very
Dude,
popular.
I woulda went right to Leah Thompson
Yeah.
so quick, man.
So um, so Sam was the only one that I got. Like I said, just kind of because we were running around and some of the I guess some of the time blocks were like earlier in the day.
Mhm.
Um, but like I said, if that's sort of the caliber of show that it is. And so like I said, Jake Gyllenhaal was supposed to be there, but kind of canceled last minute.
Damn.
They had three Superman.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Um, so my buddy Ted got to interview all three separately at different panels.
Nice.
And Tom Welling was there Friday, I think, but I think he got sick that night, so he kind of bailed
Mm,
after that. And of course, like I said, Diego Luna for my Ghostbusters peeps, Ernie Hudson,
that's
who's a
dope.
freaking delight, dude. And oh my lord, like how does an 80-year-old look so sexy, dude? Like
Dude,
he is
he's jacked,
insane.
bro.
It's not fair to anybody, dude. Like seriously.
Yeah.
It's yeah, no, he is something else, dude. He's a great guy. First of all, he stayed, till like everybody was done. They didn't rush anybody. Like he was so
Yeah.
good, man. Like so good. Um, and but like I said, dude, I mean, I saw him, again, like sort of up close, and I was like, dang it, man, it's true. Like you look amazing. Like I was kind of hoping, the internet had played, its
Yeah,
trick on
yeah,
us, but nah,
yeah.
nah. If anything, they downplayed it, dude. Like he looks so good. So okay, so yeah, Leah Thompson.
Oh,
Yeah,
she was there.
yeah, she was there. She's gorgeous, bro. Like straight
Yeah.
up. She was there too. My buddy
Oh,
got to interview
nice.
her too. She Hulk, Andy Serkis, of course.
Mm.
Orlando Bloom, which I took a picture with him, by the way.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Iman, who I also took a picture with.
Bro,
Um,
I
yeah,
I
dude,
love her.
it's
She's awesome, man.
dude.
She's freaking awesome.
What was kind of like the best part after she like sort of wrapped her blog for pictures and stuff like the last day.
Mhm.
Dude, she just started walking the con. She was buying a bunch of comic books. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yo,
she
she's a
was,
legit fan
yeah,
like us, bro. Like, she is a
yeah,
fan like us, especially when it comes to Marvel stuff. Like, she loves it before she even got the role. So
yeah,
that's really cool of her.
yeah. And I think if I remember correctly, I think she was at in San Antonio for like a day after the con or something like that, like that
Mhm.
Monday maybe. And she was seen shopping at a couple of comic book stores like in town. So
Buying
not
probably her own comic.
yeah, yeah, right. So but yeah, dude, like I said, the show is pretty. Oh, this dude here
Oh,
was
the House of Dragon
yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah. He was
Damn
here
it.
too.
That's that's pretty dope. That's like
Yeah,
current
man.
stuff because that new episode just dropped on Sunday
Yep.
and it was fire.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, this show always brings the heat, man, to the city. So it was very fun, obviously, to be involved. Um, so, like you mentioned, I got to be, up on stage. Thanks to my buddy Ted with Sam Witwer
Mm.
on Thursday, and
Yeah,
so I wanted to show you something here that I sort of recorded. It looks like crap because I recorded it without like focusing the phone or anything like that. Like I just pulled out the phone and I just hit
yeah,
record, dude. So during our panel, we actually got Sam to yell out the his famous Kenobi scream, right? So what you see here and here, by the way, is this. So this is me. This is my buddy Ted's legs right there, and that's Sam over there, right? So a little preface to this why he looks like that. So we wrapped up the panel. It went good. We're doing fan questions. Last fan question is, can you do the Kenobi scream, right? And he goes, oh man, like don't ask me that, type of thing. Not in a bad way, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
dang it, man. And it was a buddy of ours called Big Mike, who was actually a vendor there at the con, but he was
Uh-huh.
front row for Sam. He's a huge fan, and the dude has the loudest voice ever, Big Mike. So he goes, "Please, man, it's my first con," and so Sam is like, "Damn it, man." He's like, "All right, I'll do it."
Ooh.
And so you see this here, right? You see how he's like doing that. So I thought he was just like, "I hate you guys so much," like y'all suck. Like I thought that that's what he was. No, bro, he was going into character. Like check
Yeah.
this out.
But I can see him in my mind's eye. Kenobi. Kenobi!
Oh, bro. Six,
Yeah, bro.
that was like 6 feet away from you.
Yeah,
Wow. What was that panel like from the beginning? Like, were you asking him questions or was it your buddy? Like, how was that whole experience
sure.
hosting a panel with Sam Witwer?
Yeah, dude. So it was cool because I kind of got to break the ice because I went to go meet him, get that picture and that autograph
Yeah.
before the panel. So the panel was kind of like the last thing that day. Um, so I got the picture. The picture is quick, right? You get to say hi and stuff, and they take a few
Yeah,
pictures
yeah,
and
yeah.
off you go because there's a line. Autographs, you get a little bit more time, right? Because the dude has to, scribble down and so I'm like, hey man, big fan, all that stuff. I was like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna be up there, on your panel on
Yeah.
stage. And he's like, oh, for real? So he like took a pause and he's like, oh, what's going on, man? Like, you got the questions stuff. I was like, yeah, man, we're obviously gonna talk about Star Wars, we're gonna focus on your voice work and stuff. I was like, oh, dude, that's awesome. I appreciate that. And I was like, yeah, dude, so I'll see you in like about an hour, right? And he's like,
Yeah.
is that what it is? He's like, it's in an hour. And I was like, oh shit, like you didn't know? Like, yeah, dude, like we got, whatever, like 50 minutes, to go. Like it's not even. And he's like, oh crap. He's like, all right, man. Well, I appreciate it. We'll see you up there. So
Damn.
I kind of got that, like the jitters out that way.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So he shows up, he's very cool. He's like, hey guys, how's it going? We tell him, it's like, hey man, it's gonna be two hosts, right? We're gonna have a co-host, which is me, right? I'm
Yeah.
technically it was my buddy's panel. And he's like, oh yeah, for sure, that's cool. We kind of just tell him, we're gonna go over, of course, your voice acting, kind of how you landed some of the roles, like very brief, very sort of like condensed. This is what we're gonna talk about. Um, we and I say we because both my buddy and I, we talked about the Kenobi scream, right? We're like, we kind of have to get him to do it. But we're like, you know what we should do is flat out ask him before, right? It's like, hey man, are you cool, right, with
Ooh.
doing this? Because as you know, some talent, it's like, nah man, I don't do that anymore,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah.
nah man, I'm too tired, or not, you know what, let's not do that, kind of thing. Which is totally fine. Nobody's obligated to do anything. But we were so like in it, like talking to him, that we totally forgot to, like, both of us, like
Oh,
we
okay.
didn't, we didn't communicate it to him, right? So it was a very good experience, I think, for me. This is my first, this it's not my first panel on stage, but I feel it's my first panel with sort of like a pretty well known, Star Wars,
Bro, legend.
right?
Legend, man.
And at a, like you saw, at a bigger con, like at a, fairly
Yeah.
big con, dude. And so I so before, while you're waiting and stuff downstage, like behind stage, I was kind of like, man, what if I, what if I choke? What if I, do this? But then I was like, you know what? I'm only like a quarter of this equation, really. Like if you think about it, because
Yeah.
one, I have a co-host, right? So he, if he sees me choking, he's gonna take over like right away. Uh, Two, it's half of the panel is him, is Sam, right? And we know he does good. We know he likes to talk about this stuff. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, like even if I mess up like real bad, like it's only gonna be like a fraction of the overall panel, right? So I was like, dude, why are you stressing? Like, just get up there, have fun, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what I did, you know. I will say this: it it took a little bit for us to get sort of like the rhythm of him,
Mhm. Yeah.
because we asked that the first question, and dude just took off, bro. Like he was out to the races.
Bro, that's how he is. When
Yeah,
got an auto from him, I asked him a question about, like, what would you wanna see, like, in a Tales of the Sith?
right.
And he just went off
Yeah,
on a crazy long
yeah,
answer. If you ask the right thing, he doesn't stop talking, which is amazing.
yeah. So, but he kind of, well, honestly, he kind of rolled like three stories into one. You know,
Mhm.
we were talking about how he sort of landed that first audition, right? And again, he kind of just ran with it, dude. So it was meant to be a 30-minute panel, which we did kind of stick to the timing. Um, but dude, he chewed up like 10 minutes just with one question. So we're like, dang, bro, like we you know we had obviously a few prepared and stuff like that,
Yeah.
plus audience questions. So we're like, dang it, we kind of have to, try to get at least a couple more in here, right? If not, it's gonna be like a rant, really. Like you didn't really
Yeah.
interview him, you just let him talk, right? And so he was telling, what was it? He was telling the story of how he came up with the voice for the brother, in Mortis, in the Mortis arc.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's, and again, you and I, we've seen him 1,000 times, right? Talk about this stuff, and you can tell that he's got, how can I say it? Maybe not a script, but he's got points that he hits, right? Every
Yep.
time he's
Yep.
telling the story, he's got his own cadence. He's like, yeah, I showed up for this and I messed up this, and then Dave Filoni told me this, and so he's like, boom, 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 boom. Like it's kind of like almost automatic, right? Like he
Did
you
he
can
mention the Shmi thing too? How, oh, no, that was something else. That wasn't with the Mortis thing, the Shmi thing. Oh,
know with
no, what? No, I think it was, but if he didn't mention it.
so with the Mortis, he went the route of like, dang it, man, I'm making him sound like Starkiller, right? He's like, and I don't want to do that, and he says he was kind of like in his own head was getting like frustrated, right? He's like, I can't break like the Star Killer, sounding
Yeah.
stuff. And that they Filoni basically, noticed this, pulled him aside, is like, hey man, what's going on? And he's like, no man, it's like I keep messing up because I keep giving you Star Killer, right? But this dude is like, it's like the embodiment of the dark side, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, with one line, freaking Dave Filoni fixed it for me. He goes, he's like, well, that makes sense to me. And Sam was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, well, Starkiller was a Sith disciple. He has an intimate relation to the dark side. Therefore, he has some of the brother in him. So if it sounds a little bit familiar, that tracks, right? Like that makes
Yeah.
sense. And he's like, and with that, I was like, I was like, all right, I know what to do now. And so, but what I meant to say is basically he kind of just goes, right. So we as in the co-host, right, we're trying to get like, oh yeah, when you work with Dave Filoni, or oh yeah, when you were up at ILM, like little like comments, right, that add to it.
Mhm.
But the dude just kept like steamrolling us. So, like he was just going and going, and like, so we're like, dang it, like we're not finding our cadence here. So I feel that it took another like one or two questions to sort of get like more into the groove, more into the rhythm of how we talk to him. um Luckily, he did agree to do that at the end, which just blew the top off, dude, of the
Yeah.
show. um my video cuts off, of course, but they went nuts to like,
Oh, yeah.
as he said it. um and backstage, right, we're like, hey man, sorry, we totally meant to ask you, if you were cool with it. And he told us, very straight. He's like, look, he's like, I don't normally like to do it anymore. He's like, or that much. He's like, because it hurts, like it actually like physically hurts. He's
Oh.
like, so he's like, I've actually thrown out my voice, doing that before.
Mm.
And he's like, but and he even says it, but it's Big Mike's like first con and stuff. So I was
Let's
like, dude,
go,
that's
Big
that,
Mike.
yeah, dude, like that's, and I told freaking Big Mike the next day, I was like, bro, you totally like saved that
Yeah.
panel, bro. Like you were the cherry on top for that. And so, and he was cool about it, it wasn't like, damn it, guys, like don't do that, or anything like that.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
he was totally cool, man. He was like, yeah, I just try not to do it that much because it does like affect me. He's
Yeah.
like, but nah, it was fun. And he even said, I appreciate it, guys. This was a good panel, effortless, blah, blah, blah. And, he got onto a cart and went out to the autograph panel and stuff, to the autograph and picture area.
Yeah. So is this con usually June every year?
Yeah, last year it was July, if I remember correctly. So
Oh,
this
damn.
is this is definitely during the summer. Um,
I might
Definitely
need to
during
check
summer.
this out next year, man.
So what I was gonna say is, for anybody out there listening, guys, check out SpaceCon. SpaceCon in October is from these same guys here in
Yeah,
San
man.
Antonio. And if
I
you are any sort of Star Anything fan, that's the place to be, honestly. I
dude, I'm
think
I'm
this.
so mad that because like I'm like 89.7% sure that I'm going to SpaceCon, and it's only because Hayden and Hewen are doing the dual photo op. And I don't know if this is going to be a rare thing or if it's going to be popping up more often, but I can't really risk it because I've
I hear you.
already done the first
I
two.
know.
And if I show up to this one, these guys are going to remember me
Oh, for
come
sure.
come before celebration because I bet you the fourth time will be in Japan.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going.
Nice.
Bro, a med best is $60.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
not right. I
Yeah, I
saw
hear
that
you.
price, like, it's a med best.
Yeah. I hear you. So, well, to speak on Ahmed Best, I'm actually going to Rebels Comic Con after all. uh,
Oh, that's this weekend, right?
that's this weekend, bro. Dude, I am gonna be like
Oh,
exhausted.
are you gonna meet a
But
med?
well, that's what I was gonna say. So out there, he's
I think
80,
s
maybe 75, something like that.
I yeah, I think it's like 65. It's still like
No,
real
it's, don't get
cheap.
me wrong, it's well under $100, which
Yeah.
I would think he would be at least 100, dude. I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
that's just my mentality. I don't know how these things are calculated or you know put into place, but he's well below $100. So okay, so yeah, first of all, I'm leaving. Well, as we record this today is Wednesday night. I'm leaving Friday morning, so I'll be out there the remainder of Friday, a good chunk of Saturday, and then we'll drive back Saturday night. um, Buddy of mine actually here in town, he got media passes, and he's like, "Hey man, I don't want to go by myself. Like, let's just go." And I was like,
Oh.
"Dude, I wasn't planning on it because I just had this big ass con, like for four
Yeah.
days. So I'm like, I kind of need a rest." He's like, "Dude, I already got a hotel. Like, literally just pay for gas and we're good." I was like, "Crap, dude.
Oh,
Like,
that's a good deal.
right?" And already with the media pass, he's like, "I already got the badge, dude." He's like, "So let's just go." I was like, "Dang it, man." So
Yeah.
kind of hard to say no, right? So I'll be out there. Honestly, like, to be honest with you, I'm going more just like to hang out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not really gonna do the like promoting and all that stuff. Like,
You're gonna have
I think,
fun.
yeah, exactly. So I think some friends of mine are actually might have a booth there. I'm not sure. And so I might hang out with them and stuff for a little bit. But overall, I'm just gonna be like a con goer, right? Like, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
enjoying. A few of our buddies, of course, are gonna be out there. So
Bro, Nilda's going,
yeah,
Gabe from Star Wars
Gabe,
Replicas,
yeah.
Tiara from Crafting on Idlum's going.
Oh,
So
you're
so
right.
many people are
I
going.
forgot about her. I gotta let
Yeah,
her know.
yeah,
Yeah, I like to say hi in person. I've never met her, of course, in person. I've met Gabe before. I haven't met Nilda in person either. So that's kind of what I'm excited for, right? To see some
yeah.
of our buddies. But how do you call it? But yeah, so I'm debating, to be honest with you, if I get Ahmed there right now and just lock it in. I got him, done deal. Or if I wait for Space Gun, right? And
Are you going to SpaceCon? Isn't that the little
well,
ones thing
yeah,
that
so that's what I was
yeah.
gonna say. The the but in all of this, right, is that literally that weekend is my kid's birthday on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
right on that day. And so the hard part for me, or the difficulty for me, is that normally for his birthday a lot of family comes in from out of town, right? So we play host to, to our family, basically, that
Yeah.
makes the drive or the flight or whatever it is to be with us during his birthday. So yeah, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna play it. I think i think Saturday is kind of out of the question for me. I don't think I'll be able to do anything with the con,
Yeah.
because like I said, it's you know it's the whole ramp up to the party, and then the party, and then the after, and all of that
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's definitely an all day thing. But Hayden just extended to be here.
Friday.
Yeah, he
I
just extended to be all 3 days.
and did Hewen extend to Friday too, or no, just Hayden did?
Not yet, but I got a good feeling.
I bet you
I
he
think he will.
will, man.
I think he
I
will. So I am. So okay, so our group again, right? Countdown City Geeks. We're definitely gonna be involved in the show. I don't know up to what level, to be honest with you.
Mhm,
Um, because one thing that I've learned, again, sort of being a little bit behind the scenes on these cons. So, for example, this con that we just talked about, Superhero Comic Con, it's done with the showrunner, right? Who we know,
mhm.
but it's done in conjunction with a company called Ace.
Okay.
Uh, and so those dudes are kind of like the ones that facilitate, the talent and stuff,
Mhm.
and that's how they get big names. However, the bad thing is that they run interference a lot too. So no how do you call it? No interviews, no nothing. They're
Mm.
just kind of there to fulfill the contract, and they're out. And that's why it's like, yeah, it's awesome that these guys are here, but it kind of sucks because at the same time you can't really talk to them on camera or stuff like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
pros and cons, right? But for SpaceCon, it seems that it's just our guy. I don't think he has an attached company helping him out this time.
Mm.
So we're hoping and pushing for, of course, a little bit more access, right? For that show. Again, I don't have any details because obviously he wanted to get superhero, out of the way first, wrap
Yeah,
that
yeah.
up, and then he'll focus. But again, for anybody listening out there, I mean, we got the big three, dude. We got Ewan McGregor, we got Hayden Christensen, and we got Rosario Dawson, which is already like that alone makes the con
Dude,
worth it in my mind.
Ahmed Best, Ray
But
Park.
exactly, I was gonna say, Gina Carano will be here. And we're just talking, by the way, we're just talking about Star Wars people, right? There's a bunch of Star Trek people and
Yep.
like a metric ton of Stargate people, which I thought was nuts. He almost got all of SG1 together.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, which is very, very nuts. So I would say if you're a sci-fi, just fan, check out SpaceCon here in San Antonio. It's on October 25th, 26th, and 27th. Uh, honestly, I think it's worth it, to make the trip because there's a lot of talent that's gonna be here. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll probably see you there. But if I were you, I would just knock out Ahmed Best this weekend at Rebel Scum. That way, that's one less line and thing you
exactly,
got to worry
that's
about.
that is
Cause
exactly
like,
my thinking.
cause if you go and Hewen goes on Friday, are you gonna try to do the dual photo op?
Yeah, I don't have a duel with them,
Yeah, I only have
so
two. So
yeah. Excuse me, flex. Um, but yeah, bro, it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show for sure. And again, so here's the thing. So this year's superhero Comic Con was less people than last year,
Mhm.
and that's just kind of been the case with everything, right? Like people are being more careful with their money, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Not us though. Not me and you.
oh yeah, no, not us. I mean like sane people, like responsible people. Not no hell no. You and I,
Oh.
we blow out, bro. But what I was gonna say is what I heard a lot of the comments saying is like, I'm saving some cash for SpaceCon,
Oh,
like,
because the Hayden and
uh,
Hewen and
yeah,
Rosario.
exactly. Like a lot of people are like, nah, I kind of want that more than
Oh, yeah.
some of the people here. So, but last thing I want to show you, talk about superhero. So, got a picture with my
Oh,
homie.
I almost forgot about this. I was about to wrap it up with Chicago Fan
Yeah, dude.
Expo. What was that like, that interaction with him? Like, he has to be an angel, bro, even though
Oh,
he's
dude,
Narcos.
he is like the sweetest dude ever, bro. So you could tell. Okay, so this is picture, right? Both you and I know how quick like pictures are, right? Like it
Yeah,
is kind of crazy. Um, and you get what 10 seconds maybe with the
if that.
person, right?
Yep.
You're out. Um, so of course, well-oiled machine, go picture, move out, right? Say hi, picture, move out. And so he takes a picture right with a family in front of me. Then I go in and well kept secret, I speak Spanish. All right.
I was about
Uh,
to ask you, did you start speaking Spanish to him? Because I
yeah.
know right away he'd be like,
So
"Oh!"
no, and so it's funny you say that because I told them in Spanish, right? I told him, "Hey, man, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you coming out. That your first time is here in San Antonio." And so I just blasted out to him, and so he looks at me, and I could tell it took a little bit to like this for the switch to like flip,
Yeah.
because he's been doing English like the whole day, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh," he like lit up, dude. He's like, "No, thank you guys so much. It's been so fun." It's again all of this in Spanish, right?
Yeah, yeah,
He's like, "It's
yeah.
been a blast, dude. Like, thank you so much." And then like he hugs me. We take the picture, and he's like, "Hey, man, thank you for coming." I was like, "No, man, thank you. Please come back to San Antonio." Like all that stuff, right? Like as I'm like walking out, right? So so that was cool, but he had a panel. He had a panel at the con. So
Uh-huh.
again, we were kind of close. I now honestly, I think one of my goals is to actually have him on a panel. Like at some point, I'm gonna talk to him. All right,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
on stage, like it's gonna happen. I don't know if in 10, 20 years, I don't know, but it's gonna happen. I'm just letting you know, because he is so fun, dude. Like you could tell he was having a blast up there. He just kept like looking at the crowd, and like seeing everybody lead up, and you could tell that fed him.
Yeah.
So beginning of the panel, he was like, thanks for having me, all that stuff. Dude, by like the middle of it, he was telling stories, jokes, like he's like, no, this is awesome. I love
Yeah.
that you guys are here and stuff. Like he kept, he even said it. He's like, I come from theater where you feed off the
Crowd.
crowd, right? Like you feed off the public. Uh and he's like, so I am like totally loving this. He's like, I really like this. So I think he's gonna do more cons, is what I'm trying to say.
No, I feel the energy from him. I was at 2 panels, 2 celebrations back to back,
Yeah.
and the little bit he came out on stage whenever they were talking about Andor and showing the trailer, his energy was through the roof, and if somebody yelled something Spanish up,
Oh, dude.
he would go nuts and just go off in Spanish. So, like, his energy is
Yeah.
next level, man.
Oh, dude, he's so great. And so my buddies were like, dude, like he's really good up there. Like, I don't know why he doesn't do more. And I was like, you know what the sad part is? In Spanish, he's like twice as good.
Oh, yeah.
Like obviously he's more comfortable, his native
Yeah.
language. He is, he like the charm like goes through the roof, dude. Like of course I've seen, clips of him and stuff when he does media, in Spanish. And I was like, dude, so I wish that the next one he does, hopefully, is somebody can get him. I don't know if it's gonna be in Mexico or whatever, but like I'm saying, like hopefully he
Ooh.
gets like a little bit looser, right? Like more
Yeah.
comfortable. If he's talking in Spanish, dude, he's gonna kill, like for sure. That's gonna be the best panel of that con if that happens.
Yeah.
Because like I said, this one I think was one of the top three panels this con, and we had some pretty good names, but
Yeah.
yeah, dude, he's so much fun, dude. He's very cool.
How much was his photo op?
So his photo op was 165.
Oh, that's not bad.
Excuse me.
That's not bad since
No,
like, this is his first con, like, that's
exactly.
rare, you know?
Yeah, his auto was 185, which again, I don't know
That's
how they
weird. Usually
calculate that, right?
the photo's usually more than the auto. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, and it's $20, so it's like a 10%, difference. So I'm like, I don't know where that like
Yeah.
comes from. Um,
Damn.
I excuse me. I'll be honest with you. I debated heavily because again, we kind of touched on it. You and I have been dropping some cash like it's nobody's business. So I was like,
Bro.
dude, I can't go wild,
Yeah, yeah,
during
yeah.
this con. So, but I was like, dude, it's his first con. Again, he's my homeboy. Um, I was like, I gotta do at least a
Yeah,
picture,
no.
right?
Of course.
And then of course afterwards I was maybe I should have done the auto, but I was like, ah, dude, you were talking about like 300 and what, $50 and stuff, like
Yeah.
with both of them. So I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So
So, Chicago, man, that's
yeah.
the last thing we're gonna talk about, Fan Expo.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I'm very interested to see how this experience will be because 'cause we've both been to
Yeah,
tons of conventions, celebrations, ICC,
right.
but I've never been. Have you been to a Fan Expo specific convention?
I don't believe I have actually.
I haven't, and what I'm intrigued with is, well, all of Mark's auto sold out, but that's like standard.
Yeah,
But his photos didn't sell out. The one that caught me off guard is Hayden, because every show, because I always watch when Hayden was like in Indiana, when he was at
sure.
Washington, like stuff would sell out. Nothing for Chicago for Hayden has sold out,
Yeah.
which is like, isn't that kind of weird?
Oh, I think it's super weird. Major city, one of the biggest in the country, first of all. And again, hating is pretty dang popular, man. Like,
Yeah, so is it that just this convention isn't gonna be that if we go and it's not that busy, we are gonna have the
oh,
time
dude.
of our
Yeah,
lives
I was
because
gonna
like
say I'm all
and
for that.
and then, like, honestly, I haven't bought anything for Hayden a alone, but if
Okay.
it's not crowded, bro, I might buy an auto, I might, hey, have a couple drinks, "Hey, I'm gonna go do a single photo, who cares?"
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna bring a plaque with me just in case,
Nice.
but,
Smart.
like, if the lines aren't crazy and we got VIP last minute too, which makes it even easier,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I might do a little bit more, but man, I am like, I don't wanna say nervous, I just don't know how to feel that first day when we get that photo with
Yeah.
Mark, and
Dude.
then, like, the panels that night, and then the next day is the auto, and then the dual photo.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I'm I'm 93% sure I'm gonna cry.
Oh, I'm
So
crying. I'm
that's
crying both days. Oh,
that's yeah,
100%,
that's
100%.
that's happening. I think the maybe, and you're right, maybe the only thing that will help me for the photo op to not come out, with like puffy eyes and like, burgers coming down my face, is that we will have the panel the night before, right, on Friday.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that's gonna help me sort of like alleviate, the shock of being in his presence. Probably won't happen though. I'll probably still be a mess, for the picture.
Both your photos are on Saturday?
Um, no,
Oh, okay, okay.
Friday.
Friday's
So
the single, right?
Friday's the single, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that. To be honest with you,
R
just because
well, like, will they'll let you refund it? I thought it was non-refundable.
I thought it was. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think if you read where it says for, like, Mark and stuff, like, I think it says all his stuff is like, you could exchange it for something
I
else.
That's
Are
what I was
you
gonna say. I
Oh, you're gonna
remember
exchange
seeing
it for something
exchanging
else?
it. Yeah, so
Oh, okay, okay.
I might, I don't know. I'm still debating, to be honest with you, because
Bro,
one,
it's
it's
a
it's Mark
single with
Hamill, right?
Mark, that's
It's
rare, bro, don't
that's what
do
I'm
it.
saying. Like it's
Keep
already
it.
pretty epic. The money's kind of gone anyway, so
Yeah, who cares? It's
yeah,
over.
exactly. So I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't decided. I haven't changed it. If that's what you're saying, I still have
Yeah,
it. I still have my ticket and all for Friday. We're doing the panel obviously for Mark that Friday, and then we're doing father and son on yeah,
Saturday.
Saturday, right? Yeah.
What,
Um,
what would you exchange it for if you were to?
I don't know. Like I said, since I haven't really decided, I haven't even looked because I don't want to like psych myself out. If I don't fully commit.
Bro, you gotta do it because I already have my thumbnail planned for the Friday, and I want my thumbnail to be me, you, Ricky, holding our single photos of
There
Mark,
you
all
go.
like, all together in a row,
There you
and
go.
bro, that's the thumbnail, and guess what the thumbnail for Saturday is?
Oh,
Us holding the dual
for sure.
photo. You
Oh,
know
for
how
sure.
crazy that's gonna look on a thumbnail? Us,
Yeah.
like, crying, holding this photo?
Hells yeah. Yeah, dude.
Ooh,
So that's another thing I was gonna talk to you very quickly about. So Superhero Comic Con, when you take a picture, with a celebrity, you take a photo
mhm.
up, they give you the digital for free.
That's good. Every
Which,
other con is 10
dude,
bucks.
right? So I don't know. I just really enjoy that. You just go to a page, download them, you're done. Anyway, but yeah, dude. So yeah, Fan Expo Chicago got up there. in terms of spending very quickly.
Oh, ridiculous. But like both photo ops is kind of like Luke by himself is rare.
Yeah,
Father son has never been
never
done.
been done.
Honestly, I don't think that's ever gonna happen again.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't
That's the thing. But to be honest with you, even if it does, I don't care if we're on the first one anyway. You know.
bro, I would do it again and pull up in that shirt,
Oh
bro.
hell yeah,
Just to see. Oh my
yeah,
god. Oh. And if it were to happen again, I think it would be 2027 at Celebration,
yeah,
50-year anniversary of A
yeah.
New Hope,
I
and
see that.
Hayden will be there. But other than that, like, I don't think Mark's gonna do another con for a while after this, man.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
I don't
It's.
know.
I mean, it's been years, right? First of all, since he's come out. And he did what was that last? Was it last year?
Last
I'm
year's San Fran, but
San
before
Fran,
that,
yeah.
it wasn't since
No,
2017.
since yeah, I was gonna say. So he took a long, nice break. So who knows, right? I mean, I don't know if he's just making the rounds one last time and then he goes out into hiding again till maybe like the 50th, right? Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, again, it just was one of those things that I'm like, I cannot do this, right? Uh, and I know that you and I talked about it. Of course, we had talked about, I think here in the show, right before they announced it for Celebration, that was like my bucket list. That was my top pick.
Oh, yeah.
Was Mark, right? And then sure enough, they announced it for Chicago. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to Chicago. Like that's it. Just
Yeah.
it's got to happen, Um, so I'm pretty excited about that one. It's dude, yeah. I almost get teary eyed just imagining me being like in his presence, dude. Like it's
Dude,
so crazy.
I don't know how I'm gonna react once I get in the curtain.
Yes, that's the thing.
Once I peek around and see him, I'm
Yes,
so scared it's just gonna
yeah.
start,
Oh,
bro.
I hear you.
Oh my god,
Thousand
because
percent, 1000%.
yeah, it's gonna be such a special 2 days, and it's crazy that me, you, and Ricky literally all have the same thing, like,
Yeah,
everything, photos, autos, panel. It's gonna be bro, it's gonna be so much fun, man.
yeah,
So
dude.
much fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So definitely looking forward to that. Um, and then we still got ICC, man. That's crazy.
dude,
October.
ICC is gonna be nuts, but a different level just because there's,
Yeah,
like, 20 of us all gonna be there.
yeah.
Me, you, Ricky, Flex, Nilda, Toy Bills, bro, like, all bro, we're gonna be out there deep, man.
Oh yeah,
Joe, everyone's gonna bro, we're gonna be out there deep. It's gonna be more fun, just like a family trip, bro. That's a
oh for
family
sure,
vacation.
for sure.
100% that's what it is. I don't
Yeah,
even care what guess he gets, but so far, like, I'm gonna get Ayla Sakura's autograph. I'm gonna
yeah,
get Biggs, bro. Greedo,
dude.
like
Right? Yeah,
Greedo. I'm gonna be like, bro, did you shoot first? Like,
exactly.
it's Greedo.
Don't lie to me
Bro,
now. Like,
I'm wearing the Rebel Scum
there you
Greedo
go.
shirt, right? I'm, like,
Nice.
ready right now, like
Hell yeah.
yeah, so, yeah,
Yeah,
ICC is gonna be a blast, and then after that, I won't see you till Japan.
I know. Well, we say that, but we'll see, man, because we've had quite our surprises right this year. So
I know, bro.
but yeah, bro. So I was thinking about just kind of like the cons that I already have lined up for this year. I'm like, dang, man. It's so again, first of all, right off the bat, right? Rebels come right now in like 2 days. Um, then I got a local show called More Phenomenal is bringing the this is for Power Rangers more.
Mhm.
You know how the OG Power Rangers for us, well, a lot of them, right? But the OG ones, Tommy, the Green Ranger, right? They're bringing the Japanese dude, the guy who very first played like the
Oh.
OG, Green
Yeah,
Ranger.
yeah, yeah.
And the thing is that he's never been to the States, bro. Like in freaking 30 some years. He's never come, he's never done a con.
What?
And
That's
he's,
rare.
dude, super rare coming to this. I say little because it's a smaller show, right?
Yeah.
Here in San Antonio, super random. But at the same time, like, how cool is that, right? That you get
Yeah.
to say, he was at my con, like, first ever appearance again, like ever in the States. So I want to go out there. I want to go check that out. I'm not a huge, Power Rangers fan, but dude, that's like my childhood. Like
Yeah, of
we all
course.
watch that,
Yep.
and again, it's free parking, free entrance. So I'm like, why wouldn't I,
Yeah.
go check that out? So that's happening the weekend before we go up to Chicago. Um,
Ooh.
yeah. So then it's Chicago. Then October is absolutely nuts, bro. Like so crazy. I don't know how I'm gonna survive it, but first weekend we got ICC, right?
Yep.
And then I think it's the next weekend or the weekend after that. There's Big Tech's Comic Con here, which is another big
Oh,
show. And then we got Space Con, like that
yeah.
last weekend. So, dude, it's kind of nuts. Oh, and then I'm doing another Nostalgia Con in Houston, at
December, right?
December. Yeah,
I think my brother's going
which
to
I
that
think,
one.
yeah, I was gonna say, which
Yeah,
I think
because
your bro is gonna be out there. So
October is a wild month, and then New York Comic Con is that month, but I couldn't even think about it just
nah,
because
dude.
of ICC already and now
Yeah,
Space Con.
yeah, dude.
I would love to go to New York Comic Con again. I went like 2 years ago. It was mad
Oh, that's
fun.
right. Yeah, yeah,
It was super fun, but like, dude, we are busy in October.
yeah.
There's too much, and with Japan around the corner,
That's the thing.
Japan, and then MegaCon in Orlando in February, which
Yeah,
MegaCon this year was insane. I'm gonna be there again for that, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. So yeah, dude, busy year. Like I said, I hope I hope the first the first few months of 2025 are super quiet in that sense because I gotta save some money, bro. Like that Japan trip, is getting to be up there too. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, well, I'm glad for us, right, that the yen is doing so bad. It definitely sucks for Japan, but we're
Oh,
we're
yeah.
enjoying the the conversion rate right now.
Have you been buying yen?
Yeah, so I meant to tell you that I know you hit me up that that your bank does that.
Yeah.
I don't have that, but a very good buddy of mine does. So I've just been like wiring him money, and he's
Oh,
been getting
like
for me.
Zella money.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because like,
yeah,
I just ordered from Bank of America. I already
yeah,
have, like, 46,000 yen, so,
yeah.
like, every month I'm doing, like, extra $100, 50
There you go.
bucks, 200,
That's
like, whatever
yeah,
I have, and it's just gonna accumulate. Yo,
exactly.
you could pay for your hotel in yen?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
I saw that.
so
So
the exact cost for my hotel, I'm gonna withdraw that and leave that separate. Cause say if from now till then the yen goes up, then technically the cost of your room goes up,
go-
but if you
exactly,
have the yen now,
you're
it's gonna
locked
be
in.
cheaper. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I'm 100% doing that,
Yeah,
which
there
is
was an
gonna
option, right? Because it says something like pay at the at
yeah,
check-in or something like that. I forget
y
the wordage,
yeah,
but
and a couple people told me that in Japan, you could pay for your hotel in yen, which I thought was weird. Because here in America, no, you can't, like, pay cash for a hotel, like, you have to
no,
do it on a card.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, they're more trusting, I guess.
I guess so, man.
I don't know, but yeah, dude, that trip is also, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to that. But man, there's a lot going on from here to there. So
I know, man, I know. So, that's pretty much everything I had. What you got
nice.
coming up next on your channel that the people could look forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am actually working on right now on editing. Hopefully, it should be out by this weekend. I say that, but Rebels comes this weekend too. But very soon, let's just say. So I actually took a nice little family vacation down to Cancun a couple weeks back. It was a blast. But you know me, I'm always hunting. So there's actually a very cool Star Wars store down there in Cancun. So I
Ooh.
did a little toy hunt out there. So be on the lookout for that. I think it's pretty, pretty interesting. Um, and the owner is very cool. I've talked to him before. I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I It's not like I go to Cancun every other day or so, right? So I was like, you know what? So I took the trip to the actual city, right? Like actual, Cancun,
Mhm.
and went to his store, and he's awesome, very very cool. He actually has he's putting together a con, himself, for
Oh.
down there. It's very cool. So you'll see some of that on the video too. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting hunt, I think, a little bit different than what we usually do up here in the States. So I'll be on the lookout for that. Again, we're still talking Acolyte. We still got 3 more episodes to go. Hopefully they're good like this one. If we can keep this momentum going,
Yeah.
we might just have a shot. All right.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna be doing reviews about that. I will be going live at least for a little bit over at Rebel Scum Con. Oh, I have trouble saying that. Um, uh, More than likely, Friday and Saturday, at least for a little bit, like half hour or something, just walking the floor. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know exactly what time that's going to happen, but just to show you guys what the con floor looks like. who's there, who we run into, because like I said, it's a bunch of our buddies, gonna be out there.
Yeah.
And so the high ground, which is our live stream, every Wednesday ish, around 8 p.m. Central. That's when we go live, and we'll talk about news. We'll talk about Acolyte. I'm working on having more guests back, like kind of like what I did, later last year,
Yeah.
and just kind of get to meet some of the people here in the community. And yeah, man. So we got a few things cooking. Um, Check us out again over at General Kenobi's Bunker. We're under that same name on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, again, YouTube, obviously. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you hit that notification bell, especially, like I said, sorry for the pop up lives that we do sometimes. You want to be notified when those start happening.
Yes, awesome. So again, guys, the link to everything will be down in the description. Go show some love. But bro, Jose, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Nah, man, thank you. It's always an absolute blast, dude. And yeah, dude, we're gonna be hanging out quite a bit, the second half of the
Yeah.
year. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, for sure. So that'll be it for this episode, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
May the force be with you.